What do you think makes the entertainment business the best? Is it the fame, the money, the attention, or maybe something else entirely? But when I think about the entertainment business, I think one thing truly matters the most: the audience. They determine the success, the revenue, and for most creators, the audience is one of their main motivations. But for content creators, the audience is the most important thing because that's all you have. But let's say you wanted to start streaming and you had none of that. No money, no fame, no name, and worst of all, no audience. How long would you stream for? If you were passionate, you'd probably still keep streaming. But my question to you is, for how long? A month straight? 3 months straight? Maybe 5? But after 6 months, a lot of people will quit, right? There's a creator who streamed for 365 days playing one game to one person, and that one person being his own dad. But somehow he managed to become the biggest gaming creator in the world. And he's going back to his roots, streaming every day of the year, but instead of streaming to nobody, he's streaming to everybody. And I'm gonna explain exactly how he did it. This is the genius behind Jynxzi. Welcome back to the Genius Behind, where we talk about the strategies, impact, and brilliance of your favorite creators. And today we're gonna deep dive into the biggest gaming streamer on Twitch today, and I think 2025's Streamer of the Year, Nicholas Stewart, aka Jynxzi. Jynxzi's story is unique because it's like no other. Jynxzi streamed to one person for an entire year, and that one person being his dad. He was one of the first streamers post-COVID to really get popular off clips, right? We have a lot of Twitch streamers now that get popular off clips, like you got obviously Vanilla Mace.
Yes! I've got a tight grip on my pussy, but
KDB, they're the most recent ones, at least at the time of recording this video. Jynxzi was one of the first to really take over TikTok because of his Twitch clips. And they're fucking hilarious and funny as hell, right? And please do not just brush off he streamed for a whole year straight, bro. Imagine streaming to one person for an entire year. Streaming to one person is hard for a week because at some point you're just talking to yourself, but he did this for an entire year, and it just shows dedication and grind. And, shout out to his parents for allowing him to take that, leap of faith into Twitch streaming. And now he's one of the biggest Twitch streamers in the world. Second thing to Jynxzi's story, he pulled and saved R6 from the dead. Now I mentioned that he played R6 for a year straight and nothing was happening. R6 was not a dead game, but it was definitely a declining game in the game. Wasn't at its prime, when Jynxzi was playing it, right? But he pulled and saved R6 from the dead. Jynxzi's clips and Twitch streams were so entertaining and so insightful, that's the second wrinkle, that it persuaded a lot of people to go back on Twitch. Now keep in mind, this isn't the only time he does that. We'll say that for later. The other side to it that people don't talk about it, he was super insightful. Of course, he would do a whole segment where people would send in their clips, their best and their worst clips, and he would literally roast them, make jokes about them, but he will also give you insights on what operators to use.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Look, you guys are gonna say, so be not droning. In a scenario like this, it's great to not drone. Let me explain why. Vigil's off the board. The only roamer Ash had to worry about was Vigil. And potentially Solus, probably not though, because Emerald Plains is a gigantic map. If Vigil was still alive, this would be the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But because Vigil is dead, not droning is idealistic here. This is how you play games. Confidence. Let your nuts hang.
R6's first initial release, when it was its prime without Jynxzi, it was a great game. It was fun. It was a different feel from Call of Duty. But the problem with R6 is that its skill gap is way higher, right? You have to really die a bunch of times to learn the map knowledge, the operators, the guns and stuff, the tech to use. It's a lot to learn with R6. And maybe in another state, R6 would have been a huge game, but there was other games around this time where you could have just as much fun without dying a million times. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why I think R6 kind of fell above water a little bit, just because of other games at the time. I don't know. I'm thinking this off the cuff. I want to say Overwatch and R6 had a similar timeline. I think Overwatch was bigger. I could be wrong. Editor Matt, check that. Make sure that's valid. But yeah, he pulled and saved R6 from the dead. Now, because of Jynxzi, R6 is even bigger than it ever was before. R6 had a really nice prime when it first initially released. It was really good. But Jynxzi even took that peak even higher than it was before. And that's literally because of one person in their Twitch streams. And no, that's never been done before, right? Fortnite, Ninja, of course, Ninja brought a lot of attention, but you got Daquan's, Hamlin's, Myth, obviously Ninja. There's a lot of Dr. Lupo. There's a lot of creators that still play Fortnite. But Jynxzi pulled this solely from himself. Literally solely on one person revived the entire game. That's never been done before until Jynxzi did it. So that's important to his character as well. All right, and the last point we need to make about Jynxzi, the last thing we need to know about him, is he's one of the most dominant and impactful gaming creators ever. I think he's been one of the most dominant creators since Ninja. His run from about 2023 to about now, where he's pulling in 30K viewers, not relying on collabing heavy, and he's doing a challenge where he's streaming every single day of the year. At the time of this recording, I looked at his stream charts. I think he missed one day, and we're in the fourth quarter. The year is nearly finished, and he's still streaming every day, delivering different segments. And he's still playing Rainbow Six, right? Well, not at this current moment. I think he's playing Clash, but he still plays one game and finds ways to make segments, different video themes, different formats. He's not just doing 1v1s, you know what I'm saying? There's different formats. It's super unique, it's super refreshing. There's a lot that goes into why Jynxzi's so successful, and of course that's what this video is about. But just at its face value, he streamed for a year, had one viewer, one of the first creators to get clipped. He pulled and saved R6 from the dead, and he's one of the most dominant creators on the platform right now today. All right, here we got something very interesting. I talked about this a little bit in my Platform Max video, but the most important facet to Jynxzi's empire and why he's so successful is something called world building. What is world building? If you remember watching Marvel movies or, you know, Game of Thrones movie or any anime, world building is the ability to build a world with characters and different themes and stuff like that. Now, it's kind of different from, you know, movies to streaming, but I'm gonna try my best to connect it because I think it's a very similar thing. Now, Jynxzi has something called the Jynxzi verse. Now, what is the Jynxzi verse? The Jynxzi verse is just a name to describe everybody that's associated with Jynxzi. So we have guys like Stompin', which is like the Gojo of the Jynxzi verse. We got Avid. This might not be the current cast of people that's, you know, constantly in Jynxzi's stream. It could change. This might be an older group, but this could be what I remember, right? I know Stompin's the Gojo, Avid. These are really good Siege players. They run stacks, and you know, this is like the head mod of the Jynxzi verse. Why it's super important? Because Jynxzi does not rely on collabs. So how is he going to find a way to stay fresh, add some new personalities, and add some, you know, change in pace to his content? These are all friends from his, you know, original Xbox friend group. So like when you come into a Jynxzi fan, you might be a fan of Stomp because he's so good. Or you might be a fan of Hot Vibes, he's the head mod, and maybe you're funny. Maybe you like Richie, Mingo, maybe he rages, maybe he's funny, maybe he's not that good, and maybe you're not that good, you kind of relate to him. Like these people all stream. I think Stomp streams, Richie streams, Mingo streams, Avid streams, and Hot Vibes, I think he streams. But that's all, and they all came from the Jynxzi verse, right? So it's kind of a mutual exchange. Jynxzi platforms these great creators, helps build their platform, and they contribute to Jynxzi's content. So he's not just playing with himself all the time. Pause. But if you think about all the top streamers in the world right now, Castanat, he's doing My Film right now. You got the members of Clover House that's helping him. You got the all-in drummer. You still got Miles helping him. Collabing is mandatory. You have to, because that's the only way to get a new audience to really. That's not the only way, but that's like the best way to get a new audience to really see you is going on somebody else's platform, performing well, and now taking some of their fans, and now they're fans of both of you. Jynxzi had to find a way to collab within himself because he's the only streamer that really plays R6 the way he does, right? He's playing it every day. And he's not playing R6 now, but we're talking about with his initial blow up. It's kind of hard to be a gaming streamer in this day and age, play one singular game and blow up. So Jynxzi had to find a way to find a cast to help him with his content, and he sure did. And that's why he's the best world builder, because how we build this empire. So yeah, world building, pretty important. Now remember, Jynxzi was already playing R6 every day for a long time, for like, I forgot, like 3 years, a long number of years. He's been a gamer. So during that whole stretch of just gaming, he became a really good R6 player, like a top 1% player, right? And I think it's important because if Jynxzi was just, you know, an average player, granted, he's hilarious as hell, but him being really skilled and really funny really helps. Because usually in gaming, you got to choose one or the other. Either you got to be really skilled or really entertaining. The less entertaining you are, the more skilled you have to be. And the less skilled you have to be, the more entertaining you are. Because he was so skilled, he also teach you how to play the game of R6. So you can like watch Jynxzi and, you know, be enamored by how skilled he is. But then he also does clips and reacts, and he can literally teaches you how to play the games. Like, what operators is good, what walls to break down, and all the types of stuff because he was so good at the game, right? So I think that's the first reason. He was really good, and he taught you how to play the game. Clips and reacts was a segment that he does where the viewers will send in clips, and he'll react to them. Now, I think this is important because this gave him an opportunity to critique and teach people how to play R6. And this is where most of his clips came from. But this is how I remember Jynxzi blowing up. Like when Jynxzi was blowing up in 2021, 2022, I think, I remember seeing his TikToks of his clip reacts all over my page and just dying laughing.
Why are you aiming at jockstrap level? You should have aimed higher. You should have aimed higher. You're a plumber. 0 out of 10 clip. Fuck you. Okay, this is... Hold on. Hold the front door. Where was this found at? So first off, this is when I went to a Tampa Bay Bucks versus Pittsburgh Steelers game when I was a sophomore in high school. And no, wait, I'm not in it. You guys always try to get me caught up. I'm not in a gang. I don't rep any sets. Shout out to the Crips. Shout out to the Bloods. I stay in the middle. I'm not on nobody's side, bro. I do not want any problems, okay? I'm not West Side or East Side. I thought I had aura when I was 16. That's all there is to it. Look, bro, I'm from suburbia America, okay? I'm from the suburbs, born and raised, eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, playing soccer in the front yard. That's what I do. I'm not involved in anything else. So do not get me caught up, please and thank you. The whole clip. Whoa, this stream didn't... Okay, hold on. No. This stream did not happen. I repeat, this stream did not happen. We didn't do that shit, bro. What do you mean leaked? Chat, there was not a studio stream with Diddy.
Seeing those profile pictures and just seeing him kick his camera, the shit was funny as hell. Then the last point of how I revived games, this was post Fortnite. This is when Fortnite was dying, it was on a decline, and there was a big gaming vacuum. Like, people had nothing to play it. And R6 has always been a good game, but again, that skill gap is just high. So with Jynxzi helping you break down the game, he made it fun, he made it funny. If Jynxzi was blowing up during Fortnite or during a problem of the game, it might be a little tough. But because there was no game out and Jynxzi was playing, it was kind of a perfect storm. So that's how I think it revives games. But R6 is not the only game. Like, he's done this with Clash Royale, Clash of Clans, and it's really smart because whatever Jynxzi plays, the game is going to get a huge boost in engagement because of his fandom. All right, let's talk about Jynxzi the character, because this is also very important. Jynxzi is probably the most dripless, no drip, no style person on Twitch. Now, I'm not dissing, right? But this is actually super important to his brand, and I think this is really important to him. Jynxzi is following the prototypical gamer.
There's an enemy combatant through this door on your right. You want to know how I know this? I spent the last 15 years of my life playing video games. 7 of which on Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. No girlfriend, no friend, no social life. All to understand sound cue. I guarantee you, right hand on the Bible, if you walk through this door on the right, there will be an enemy combatant behind this door. But it comes with a price. I'll never get laid. I'll never find love. I'll never get married. I'll never have a family. But I will understand every sound cue in Rainbow Six Siege. Oh, hell yeah. Yes, I will.
Game all day. Don't shower. Don't eat. Just game. No girls. Just game. That's a part of his look. And his clothes fit in straight with that. He has a shirt. He has some shorts, some cargo shorts, and he wears flip-flops. And he plays on this broken-ass, ugly-ass chair with, you know, no disrespect to the chair. But because he has no drip, that is his drip. You know what I mean? And he made a Funko Pop clothes with his glasses and stuff and his headset. Even if you dress ass, you probably dress better than Jynxzi. So, you know, there's some comfort there. And because he leans so heavily to the I'm a straight gamer aesthetic, it really helps that he doesn't put any effort to his clothes. Because imagine you came in with like designer clothes and he's a gamer. Kind of like, it goes, you know what I'm saying? It kind of conflicts with each other. Like, you can't be a heavy gamer and be worried about how you look. You feel me? So Jynxzi knows that. So that's why he has no drip in his clothes. Next point is he's a console gamer. This is really important because y'all remember back in high school when y'all played 2K, or I didn't play 2K, whatever y'all played. You know what it's like to be in a party chat late night. You know what it's like to have a shitty friend in the group. You know what it's like to have a really good friend in the group. You know what it's like to wake up, play the game. You know what it's like to have a friend that can only play on the weekends. And Jynxzi knows that very well. And I said console gamer because I'm not familiar with the PC life. But if you had a PS4 or Xbox and y'all played, y'all know that it's like a different culture. There's a lot more shit talking. And you, like, those friends online are your fucking ride or die friends. Like, those are some of the close people you'll ever meet that you'll never meet. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so easy for Jynxzi to pull his friends from the Jynxziverse into his platform, because they've been boys for a long time, so they know how to joke and play with each other. And you could just relate to that voice chat, you know what I'm saying? That voice chat feel of just, you know, your friends shit talking, your friend raging, your friends crying about girls and stuff, or just crying in general. And that's why him being a console gamer is so essential. I feel like if he was a PC gamer, it'll be kind of different. But because he's an Xbox gamer and he's been through the same stuff we've been through, as far as like if he played on console back in the day, it just helps because it's kind of nostalgic and you're familiar with it, and it kind of makes you watch more because you're like, oh, this gives me back in the day when I used to play console. So that's why him being a console gamer is important.
It's away from working a normal job. I applied at Publix, got declined. I applied at Dunkin' Donuts. I could have got a job there, but my mom told me to try streaming for like 6 months. And my mom and my dad always told me, you can always get a job at any point in your life. Like, my mom and dad both told me, you can get a job whenever you want, but you can only chase your dreams when you're young. And when my mom and dad told me that, I started streaming. Nothing happened for 2 years. Nothing worked out. No growth, no promise, nothing like that. I streamed for 2 years, had a single viewer. It was my dad. And then it all just randomly worked out. And because of you guys, I have the best job in the entire world. And I promise you guys, for the next 365 fucking days, I will not miss a fucking stream unless it's like Christmas or something, or Thanksgiving. But I will not miss a fucking stream. That's the least I could do for you guys. You guys changed my fucking life. I love you guys forever and ever. Even if I'm not streaming, I'm gonna tell my grandkids about my Twitch community because I love you guys, bro.
Bro, do y'all ever like come to the realization that everything in life comes to an end anyways and nothing really matters? Like, in 246 years, no one's gonna remember me, no one's gonna remember you, no one's gonna remember your pet dog, no one's gonna remember your grandpa. Unless you like invent something or become the president, then maybe you'll get remembered in 246 years. But then even if you think about it, like, even presidents 200 years ago, nobody even talks about them. So at the end of the day, bro, nothing really matters. So you may as well do what you wanna do, bro. Stop letting the opinions of other people affect your life, because at the end of the day, it is your life. Go ask that girl out on the date. Go apply for that job you want. Go become a professional baseball player. Go become a school teacher. Just do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, it's your life. I love you.
And the last point is Jynxzi is super motivational. He's a upstanding man. Outside of the gaming stuff, he's a really high character guy. He has a really good head on his shoulders. He's very family oriented. I bet he lives below his means, and he's a hard worker. And he tells you how he got this successful with consistency and discipline. And this is really important to the Jynxzi mythos. Like, you can laugh, you're gonna be entertained, but at the end of the day, Jynxzi is also super motivational. And if you watch his streams long enough and you catch him, you know, giving you advice, it's going to be some advice that works. Bro, streaming to one person for a whole year straight, bro, that's a different type of like hunger. Like, that's different. So he's super motivational, and he's just a good upstanding dude, and Jynxzi's just an amazing creator. So yeah. All right, hope you enjoyed that. You know, I think really highly of Jynxzi, and I truly believe that Jynxzi should win Streamer of the Year, right? Talking about a streamer who streamed every day this year, maybe missed one day, maybe 2 days, streamed every day for a year, pulling in 30K views, finding different segments, and literally talk about trailblazing his own niche like nobody does what Jynxzi does. And he's one of the best at it, and he carved his own lane. And I think it's well deserving. I mean, because imagine streaming for a year straight, pulling the numbers he does, and not winning. How do you win next year? You feel me? That's why I think he should win this year. And yeah, I think this is Jynxzi's year. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you want your stuff edited, my portfolio is down below, so just check that out. Make sure you like and subscribe. I keep forgetting to say that, but just like and subscribe if you don't mind. And yeah, it's been fun. Fourth quarter, I need to put my head down. I'm so glad I got this video. I've been trying to record a video for like a month. I just been having feeling up to it, but I got around to doing it, so I feel good. So yeah, I'm trying to keep this momentum going, get another video out as soon as possible. And yeah, have a good one. Thank you guys for watching. See ya.